The Backyard Gardening Project, Episode 11, Tomatoes, Peppers, and Beans. Oh my! Brought to you by The Garden Father and Don's Garden Shop. Located on East Platte Avenue in Colorado Springs, offering you soil mixes, mulches, rock, stone, statuary, fountains, and more. So come along for the journey. This is the Backyard Garden Project. Well, here we are over at Mike and Colleen's house. Hi, Mike and Colleen.
Hi.
And they're going to take us a tour through their garden. Today is May 16th. And let's see how things are coming. This is, they've been gardening here, and I'll tell you something. I love what I see. So let's go ahead and take a look. Colleen, show us what we've got underneath the tunnels here.
All right. So over here, we have a lot of healthy, happy onions. We have some here. There you go. And then our carrots are starting to come up.
Let me get a close-up on that, because I want people to see that. There they are.
I'm just amazed with them.
And you started those underneath that burlap, just a moist burlap, until they started to sprout.
Yeah.
Great. And then next to
it, we have our spinach, which looks very happy.
Yep. And that again was started under the canvas, moistened canvas too.
Mm-hmm.
And what's behind it there?
And behind it there is our broccoli.
Yeah. Now you just removed the protective cloche that's covering over it, right?
We did, about 2 days ago?
A couple days ago.
Great.
Yeah.
Now what I want you to do is use those 3 stakes that are right next to it and go ahead and make a teepee around it. And we're going to show you how you do that. And just push it in pretty tight next to the big stem. It almost should be touching that big stem. Yep.
Oh, good.
And that'll keep the wind from blowing it around while it's getting its land legs, so to speak. Now push those stakes all the way down into the ground a little bit more, about another inch or 2.
There you go.
Perfect.
How's that?
Yeah, and you'll leave those on until it starts to look like it's crowding it, and then move it out a little bit. All right, then what have we got right behind it?
So behind it here, we have some dill that we planted, and it's starting to come through under this burlap.
All right, go ahead and remove it.
Ooh.
See, and they have it staked down with little landscape pins. Gently remove it, and underneath there should be some newly sprouted. Well, they actually were watching it, and
yes,
let me get a close-up of it.
Little guys right there.
Yeah, oh, that'll be good.
Yep. And then over here we have a big dill.
Yeah,
That's kind of a big dill.
A big. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Where's the drum roll, guys? Okay, that's good. See, that was planted inside from seed. Got started a little early because Colleen and Mike wanted some to use for greens, and they also wanted some to grow up a little bigger to use in their pickles when they make them. All right, and then go ahead. What's next?
The next over here. Oh my goodness, are our onions? Yeah, right here we have some more onions.
Okay, now these are day neutral onions. This one in particular is called candy onion. It's a very sweet onion. Should bulb up nicely as the season goes. And what are those little plants I see right there?
These are our microgreens. So we just started these, and look how happy they're looking.
Yeah, see, now that's a mixture of kale, bok choy, cabbage, broccoli, and that is, they're going to let it grow to about 2 or 3 inches tall, and then harvest it out as small greens. They could let it grow bigger if they want, and then keep replanting it, and they'll have some nice healthy greens to add to their salads or stir fries. All right, and right behind them, what have we got?
These are our cabbages.
Oh,
we just pulled the tops off of those as well, and they're looking.
All right, now that's Katarina cabbage. Now that looks just marvelous there, and that should be doing well here. Of course, it's going to take another month and a half before it forms its big heads. Now we have a trellis back there, and I see some things peeking their heads through the soil. What have we got there?
Those are our sugar snap peas.
Yeah, see, and those were Sugar Daddy, and they only grow to be about 3 feet tall. So that trellis, only goes about 3 feet, and it matures a little earlier than the super sugar snaps that have typically been on the market. But oh, that looks pretty darn good.
And over here we have our lettuce that's really taken off. we had these 4 covered with the milk jugs for a few weeks. So we just removed that about a week ago. So we have our Butter Crunch, our Sun Devil, which we're really excited about, our Iceberg, and our Red Leaf. And I believe that this is another Butter Crunch over here. So they're really taking off. And then over here we have another lettuce mix that's about ready. We planted that from seed, and it's under the burlap, so it's ready to come out too. So we have some guys sprouting. We only planted this a little over a week ago, so it's really taken off.
Okay, now I want you guys to just pick an outer leaf of this iceberg lettuce here, Sun Devil, and give it a taste and tell me what you think. Now, of course, it has to form a nice head.
Just pull the whole leaf?
Pull it off right near the stem there, yeah.
Okay.
And then you guys share it, and I want you to give me an honest opinion of what you think about that.
Cheers.
Should we feed each other now?
Oh man,
Oh, that's good.
that's really good. Holy cow.
That is very good.
Well, that's going to make some good salads, huh?
That's
You don't
delicious.
even need dressing with that.
No.
That is good.
Yeah, that is really good. No
Wow.
ranch required.
Wow.
Wow,
I'm impressed.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I didn't even pay him to say that.
You want me to remove this one as
Yeah,
well?
let's go ahead, because Mike has seen them starting to sprout there. And as soon as you see the seeds sprout underneath the burlap, you remove it and let the little guys, then they're on their own. Little water.
Yep.
See, and there's
Look at 'em.
They're coming up.
there's some little guys there. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Coming up and peeking their heads through there. Well, you guys have done an amazing, amazing job here.
So here, Mike planted some arugula, and it's happy.
Okay, now that one is a perennial arugula called Sylvatica, and I had some growing in my yard, and I planted some seed in the greenhouse, and that's where it is this time. It's doing really well. And you guys can harvest those leaves when it gets a little bigger, and it'll just keep coming and coming at you, and when it forms its little yellow flowers, you can even eat those.
Oh, wow.
Okay, what's over here?
Then over here, I'm so excited about this one. This is our little lavender plant. And
Yeah, hopefully that'll give you some nice flowers and nice fragrance for
Yeah.
however you want to use it. This one is Munstead lavender, one of my favorite. There's a lady lavender I like as well, but this one has got a really, really nice fragrance to it. I think it's the one most people recognize as the common lavender. And what's right behind it now?
then behind it over here, we have some alpine strawberries, as well as our, what's this one?
Oregano.
Oregano. I
Yeah.
should know that by now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can harvest that oregano, use it fresh or dry it. You know, here I'm telling an Italian family how to use oregano.
I've heard of it before.
Yeah, you've heard of it before. And then over here, what have we got over here?
Oh my gosh, and this I'm so excited about as well. This is our rhubarb. Was it Canada Red?
Canada Red.
Canada Red rhubarb. Yep.
All right, and Mike's got his bean tower over there. Mike and Colleen have their bean. Let me do this.
Yeah.
And we're going to be planting a couple beans that we sprouted inside. The soil's a little too cool to get the beans to germinate, so we're going to plant a few that I've grown inside, and then they'll in a couple weeks plant some seeds there to complement what we've done. So let's get to some planting, guys. Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Yes, we're ready.
All right, now they're ready to plant their tomato plant. This one's big beef. It's an indeterminate, and we're going to plant it a little deeper than what it was right now growing in the container. They're going to cut off the 2 bottom leaves. So Colleen's got some scissors there, and just cut them right next to the stem. All right, and now they're ready to plant. Now they're going to, after they dug the hole, they're going to add some water. Remember, what is the saying?
Never plant in a dry hole.
There you go, guys.
We can be taught.
I'd add a little more, because it'll seep through.
Sounds good.
It's always easier, everybody, to get your soil pre-moistened before you plant than to try to water it and hope it goes down to the roots. This way you're sure of it. All right, I think you guys are ready to take it out of the container.
You want it?
Remember the
Go
2
ahead,
fingers?
Kevin. You
Perfect.
got it.
Look at that, everybody.
She's a pro.
Oh, she is. And she's going to get it right in there. Okay, you got to dig the hole just a little deeper, just a little bit deeper.
I gotcha.
All right, that looks pretty good. Perfect.
There she goes.
And then fill it back up. All right, they're doing a good job there. And just pack it down and make a little moat around it.
There we go.
You know, out about 6 inches from it. Just make a little moat to catch the water as it goes when you water it. And they'll keep an eye on it, and if it needs water, they'll probably have to water it just about every day here for a while till it gets firmly rooted, and they could probably get back to a day every other day or so on. Nice job, guys. Yay. One last thing, you got to put your cage on it now.
Oh, yes.
So go ahead and get your cage, and we're going to, and the reason we do it now is you try to put a big cage over your tomato plants when they're grown and big. It's just so hard to do.
Your baby got it down there? Hold it up here?
Yep.
Yeah, and then they're going to,
right there.
Yep, and then push it all the way down as far as it'll go. And then as the leaves start to get up to the top, I push it down a little further. If you get another 3 or 4 inches would be good.
There we go.
There we are.
All right, and then as it starts to grow up, you'll just coax the leaves, you know, over the top of each one of these things as it goes, and you may have to add some stakes on the outside to stake it up as it goes, but we'll do that as the season goes.
Okay.
Well, there they go, everybody. Big beef tomato, one of our favorites. All right, here we have some peppers, and they get to select 4 out of these. I brought an extra one to see which one they wanted. But one thing about peppers, everyone, they are a magnet for aphids. Little tiny little specks of things you'll see grow, and you'll see them up near the top. These have all been thoroughly inspected, but it doesn't mean I didn't miss any that might have just happened in. And what they're going to do to control that, instead of using pesticides or anything, they're going to watch it throughout and about every other day, check to make sure. And if they see a little bit of what looks like sap on the leaves, it's from the aphids. So they're going to spray it gently with water to spray them all off. So whenever they see them, they're going to spray it off, and if they do that, they'll keep the aphids in check and perhaps keep an infestation from happening. So let's take a look at the varieties here. Which one's that?
This is the California Wonder.
Yeah, and that's going to be a nice green bell pepper for if that's the one you want. Now I'll set that one down.
Okay.
Take a look at the next one.
And this is the Pueblo Chili
Yeah,
Moscow Mirasol Medium?
Yep, and this is the one that made Pueblo famous.
Oh, and look.
This is the one that made them famous, and it's got some. Now they didn't ask for this one, but this is one they can choose if they want. This one's got medium heat, so I think we have a difference of opinion in this household about hot.
Medium's right in our wheelhouse.
All right.
He's spicy and I'm mild.
Okay, so let's set that one down. And what's the next one here?
Then here we have a flavor burst.
Now this flavor burst, and I will show you this in the video coming up. I'll do a little insert here. But this one will produce a very sweet bell pepper that has got the most beautiful orange and yellow color. Ooh. And it's just delightful and mixes and tastes every bit as good as any sweet pepper you've ever had.
Okay, then next we have our jalapeno.
Yep, that's the one that Mike requested. So that's just the the standard jalapeno pepper that you can use for so many things in dishes. And then the last one is another California Wonder, just in case they didn't want that Pueblo chili.
Sorry, little buddy, you're going back.
Okay, all right, okay, guys, that was an easy one.
So these are our peppers.
Okay, so in just a second here, we'll get over there and get them planted. All right, so they've spaced out their peppers, and you've seen the varieties that they've selected. You know, jalapeno, that's going to be a little on the hot side, and that Pueblo chili, I can't tell you exactly how much heat it's going to have because it has it's got a variable amount of Scovilles depending on what kind of climate you plant it in. They get a little hotter down in Pueblo, so I'm guessing it'll probably be right around a jalapeno hot, maybe a little milder, but we'll see at the end of the season.
Wonderful.
So they're going to go ahead and dig holes and plant them just like they did the tomato, but they're not going to dig it and plant it deeper than what it is in the pot. Different from the tomato that can root along its stem. These are, we want to just plant them as they were in the container. So we'll cut back to them when they're done planting to see the final job here.
You can see.
Yeah, I was just doing it.
All right, and there you have it. 4 pepper plants And I know they've already planned meals around these things.
Oh, yeah.
Mike makes the most wonderful jalapeno popcorn. So that's what
Oh,
this one's
jalapeno popcorn.
called. Yes.
Yes.
It's
Oh my gosh,
amazing.
what do? Put it in butter?
I fry the jalapenos with coconut oil first,
Yeah.
and then I add, so a lot of coconut oil, a big pan, fry the jalapenos so they start to get brown, throw in the popcorn, it all pops together with the jalapenos and the oil, then take it out and season it with olive oil and sea salt. So it's healthy for you too.
Oh my
good.
gosh.
So
I'll make you
good.
some.
Oh, please do. I mean, that sounds so good. Anna loves popcorn because we grow some in our backyard. So
Oh, wow.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll bring you a batch over.
thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right, we've got some beans, some pole beans started. I started them indoors because, we have a short growing season here in Colorado Springs, and if the soil is cool, beans don't like to germinate. So Mike and Colleen have some starts there. These are Quintus. They used to be called Early Riser. You can now find them called Northeastern. So all of those names, they're the same as far as I know, the same variant of a pole bean. It's an heirloom, and it grows so well around here. So go ahead and plant those guys, and they should do well. I mean, look at that wonderful bean tower those guys made with the string and everything. They should be real happy there. Now, it's again May 16th, and these Quintus seeds will not germinate in cool soil. Soil has to be 65, 70 degrees, and it's just the nights have been too cool. The plants will do fine, but they won't germinate. So we're going to wait until the next 2 weeks, and then they're going to plant some seeds, about 2 or 3 seeds on each side. So it's got 3 sides there to complement the bean plants that they planted there. And that way they'll have a good crop coming in at different times, and should do great for them.
Thank you.
Again, guys, what's the saying?
Never plant in a dry hole.
Well, that's it, guys, and we're just about planted all we're going to do today here at Mike and Colleen's. So happy gardening, and we'll catch you in about a week.
Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
Okay, before we say goodbye for today, I must go over something that's very important. You must have your soil hydrated before you plant. So let's take a look at this little ending to our journey today to see what Colleen and Mike are doing to make sure that our soil is nice and hydrated for planting. Okay, one of the biggest problems with soil that's been sitting a while before the season starts is it's dry. So we're asking, these guys to moisten it up a little bit more, especially under these hoop tunnels. And you can see she watered it, and now she's digging it up just a little bit before she plants the other smaller things, and to get that mixed in, and she'll water it again just a little bit. We don't want the soil soggy. We want it just crumbly moist, like you're making crumble cake or whatever you'd say on that. What do you say? What is crumbly? Flour?
Ooh.
Like a crumble cake?
Yeah.
Now you can see some of that soil is still a little dry, but after she goes through and does this several
like
times,
this.
yeah, like that, and it's moist down, 6, 8, 10 inches, then she knows she's thoroughly hydrated. So remember to do that, and you should be ready to plant.